Before we dive into this message, I need you to understand something that may just shift your without equipping them with heaven's supply. Let me break it down. Ambition says build it big, fast, and flashy. Assignment says build it right, even if it's hidden for a season. Ambition screams for the spotlight. Assignment is content with obedience. Ambition chases the crowd. Assignment focuses on the call. That's why so many people are burnt out. They're trying to get God to fund something they built in their flesh. Let's go deeper. There's a lie in culture that says if you want it bad enough, you can have it. But the truth is, if it's not your kingdom assignment, you can grind for it and still lose it, not because God is punishing you, but because the grace wasn't there. And without grace, you're building with borrowed strength. That's why some people succeed and feel empty. They got what they wanted, but they didn't get what God had for them. And make no mistake, what you're anchored in obedience. And that's when God starts to move. Because your assignment isn't about your ego, it's about his kingdom. You're not trying to build your name, you're trying to advance his agenda. When you get this, you stop chasing the bag and start pursuing the blueprint. You stop seeking the platform and start building the altar. You stop asking, how can I be famous? And start asking, how can I be faithful? Because the truth is, what you build out of ambition, you have to maintain with anxiety. But what you build out of assignment, God himself sustains. This is why you must discern the difference between movement and momentum. Just because something is moving doesn't mean it's growing. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're productive. Assignment is about eternal impact, not temporary clout. And heaven is not impressed with your pace. It's measuring your purpose. If you're walking in your assignment, you will encounter resistance, but you'll also walk in authority. Why? Because when you're on assignment, the enemy can't stop you. He can only try to distract you. That's why some of you have been under so much warfare, not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're finally doing what's right. Assignment always attracts attack, but it also attracts angelic assistance. Because when you are assigned, you are protected. When you are assigned, you are provision. When you are assigned, you are expected sources through divine strategy that looks foolish to the world but produces supernatural results. Assignment requires trust. It doesn't always make sense. It won't always be glamorous, but it will always be fruitful. And the fruit will remain not because of your talent, but because of your obedience. God funds what he breathes on. He backs what he births. He resources what he initiates. So ask yourself, am I walking in divine assignment or just chasing ambitious achievement? The kingdom doesn't chase money. Money chases the kingdom. This is not a motivational quote. This is a spiritual law, one that separates kingdom citizens from cultural consumers. In the world, everything is about getting to the money. Hustle for it, bleed for it, sacrifice your peace, your family, your purpose, just get the bag. But in the kingdom, it's reversed. We don't chase money. Money chases us. Matthew 6:33 says it clearly, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. That includes provision, that includes wealth, that includes influence. But notice the order. First, the kingdom, not the client, not the sale, not the opportunity, the kingdom. When the kingdom becomes your priority, the blessing becomes your byproduct. People in the world chase income. People in the kingdom walk in increase. There's a difference. Income is something you grind for. Increase is something you receive by principle. Income flows through toil. Increase flows through trust. Income responds to effort. Increase responds to obedience. When you're in the kingdom, you don't just earn money, you attract it. Because God isn't just trying to meet your needs, he's trying to use your life as a distribution center for heaven's resources. Let's be real. The enemy wants you chasing money so that money can become your master. But in the kingdom, money becomes your servant. It works for you. It funds vision. It builds legacy. It flows to your hand, but never owns your heart. That's why when people say money is evil, they're misquoting scripture. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. But in the kingdom, we love God and use money. We don't worship provision, we worship the provider. And when he can trust you to steward increase, he'll release more. Money is not your problem. Misalignment is. Lack is not your issue. Disobedience is. You can't expect kingdom wealth while operating with worldly systems. You can't pray for overflow while refusing to seek the kingdom. That's spiritual contradiction. When the kingdom is truly first, heaven responds with divine acceleration. God is looking for people who aren't seduced by money, but submitted to mission. Because once he finds someone who will prioritize his will, he will transfer wealth to that person for kingdom impact. That's why Deuteronomy 8:18 says, it is he who gives you the power to get wealth that he may establish his covenant. Wealth isn't for flexing, it's for establishing something eternal. In the kingdom, money follows function. If you're functioning in your God-given purpose, increase will track you like a heat-seeking missile. You don't have to perform for it, you just have to position yourself. The blessing of the Lord makes rich and adds no sorrow. That means you don't have to grind yourself into the ground to experience abundance. God's system is based on trust, not tension. The reason many people aren't seeing the increase they pray for is because they're still trying to run a kingdom calling with a carnal compass. You can't serve God and money. One must be the master. And if you master obedience, is something you earn, that it's about behavior, reputation, and performance. That if you just try hard enough, fix yourself enough, and look good enough, you can become righteous. But that's not kingdom. In the kingdom, righteousness isn't about how you perform. It's about where you stay. Righteousness, you don't have to beg for access. You already have it. You don't have to fight for favor. You're already standing in it. Righteousness is your legal position in the courts of heaven. It's what makes your prayers powerful. It's what makes your decrees unstoppable. It's what makes your faith effective. Because you're not trying to get to God. You're operating from union with God. The enemy's greatest weapon isn't sin, it's shame. Because if he can convince you that you're unworthy, he can disconnect you from your position. And a disconnected believer has no power. That's why Satan doesn't just tempt you, he accuses you. He tries to remind you of your failures so you'll forget your righteousness. But when you know your position, his lies don't stick. Because righteousness isn't based on how you feel, it's based on what Christ finished. Affirms it. You stop praying as a beggar and start decreeing as a ruler. Because righteousness gives you the legal right to legislate in the spirit. You don't have to feel holy to be righteous. You don't have to look religious to carry authority. Righteousness is not what you earn through tradition. It's what you stand in. beg the algorithm. Seek him. Some are asking for miracles but living with misplaced priorities. They want increase but won't steward order. They want favor but reject the process. Strategy. He was waiting for you to stop asking for signs and start honoring what he already said. Kingdom authority is inherited, not earned. Religion teaches you that you have to qualify, that you have to perform, that you have to hit every mark, pray long enough, fast hard enough, serve well enough. Because if you doubt your sonship, you'll surrender your authority. If you don't know who you are, you'll settle for what life hands you. You'll tolerate oppression. You'll allow fear to rule. You'll beg God for outcomes he's already empowered you to declare. You are not a beggar. You are not a pawn in some random system. You are not some fragile, powerless believer just hoping to survive the week. You are a son. You are a daughter. You are a royal heir of divine authority. You carry the same spirit that raised Jesus from the dead. You have the right to speak and things shift. You have the right to resist and the devil flees. You have the right to bind and loose, to bless and rebuke, to decree and establish, not because of your record, but because of your inheritance. When you realize this, you stop praying as a stranger and start legislating as a citizen. You stop acting like a slave waiting for crumbs and start operating like an heir commanding territory. You don't wait on permission from culture. You don't fear rejection from people. You don't cower before problems. You lead, you govern, you occupy until he comes, because you know that authority is not something you're working for, it's something you already received the moment heaven called your name. You now see the difference between survival and dominion. You now understand that your hustle won't move heaven, alignment will. That God's not responding to your grind, he's waiting on your priorities. You've been asking for more money, more opportunity, more favor, more power, but heaven is asking, where's my through righteousness? You're not earning your authority, you've inherited it. You've been seated, you've been anointed, you've been authorized. The world will keep telling you, go get the bag, grind harder, prove them wrong. But the kingdom says, put me first and I'll add everything you've been chasing. So the question isn't, is God going to move? The question is, are you going to seek the kingdom first and move with him? Right now is your moment to shift. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. Because heaven isn't waiting on your hustle. Heaven is waiting on your heart. And if this message hit your spirit like a divine wake-up call, then don't just consume it, commit. If this word shook your soul, and if this message hit your heart like a divine wake-up call, then don't just consume it, commit. If this word shook your soul, subscribe right now to Myron Golden Track. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this with someone who's been stuck in hustle mode, and join the kingdom movement we're building here. This ain't just a channel, it's a divine assignment. Keep seeking, keep building, keep dominating. Let's go. Myron Golden Track. Your next level starts here.